for all universes. I design the laws of every realm. My existence is timeless and unending, like the everlasting embrace of the night. The outcome is already determined. I'll erase everything. Return to dust. The endless night will consume all. Sleep peacefully forever.
This is a hero analysis on the new UR hero Nyx, the Greek goddess of the night. She is a Shadow Arch and Verdian mage hero who specializes in her own debuff skills and enhancing allies' debuff skills. She also comes with a control skill to influence both PvE and PvP battles. Let's start the analysis. Starting with skills. Her ultimate skill Eternal Night says that passively, Nyx attacks a random enemy for every auto attack, just like Freya who I last reviewed. When Eternal Night is activated, it summons a dark purple cloudy battlefield visual effect for 8 seconds where enemies have critical chance and damage resistance reduced by 25% and 50%. Non-control debuffs continue beyond their duration's end, and Nyx's damage dealt increases by 15% every 0.50 seconds, culminating in a 225% increase during the last half second. If Nyx dies during the effect, it will still continue until its end. This is a very powerful ultimate skill because it greatly increases the team's damage against the enemy team and enhances the power of other debuff skill heroes. On a side note, does Eternal Night's animation remind you of certain anime characters? Nyx has 1 passive and 2 active skills. Her auto attack restores 110 attack energy. Her first active skill Cocoon Bind is her control skill. It completely stops an enemy while raising them in the air for 5 seconds and increasing their damage taken by 35%. After the 5 seconds are done, the enemy receives damage equivalent to 35% of their lost HP. While the duration cannot be increased by insight, it cannot be reduced by tenacity either. A fellow mage hero Gabriel has a control skill Ethereal Prison which damages, immobilizes, and stops one enemy's auto attacks for a similar amount of time, but the imprisonment can stop if the enemy is attacked too hard. Cocoon Bind is an enhanced version where the enemy stops all actions, takes increased damage from the entire team, and it does not stop due to too high of a damage attack. Simply put, this control skill is one of the most powerful of its kind. Cocoon Bind restores 180 attack energy. Her second active skill Decaying Echo damages the most debuffed target for 400% attack with a 30% increase for each debuff on the target, stackable up to 6 debuffs or 180% more attack. Even without the debuff bonus damage stacks, this skill still delivers heavy damage. Decaying Echo restores 160 attack energy. Her passive skill Knight's Corruption has an 80%, nearly guaranteed, chance to apply one of 4 possible debuffs for 5 seconds to her auto attacks. 40% magical resistance reduction, 60% control resistance reduction, 30% less damage dealt, or 2% max HP damage per second. If the target already has one of those 4 debuffs, the debuff effect will be increased by 50% while refreshing the duration. 60% magical resistance reduction, 90% control resistance reduction, 45% less damage dealt, and 3% max HP damage per second. Next is equipment. Generally, Nyx works well with Yasukani Magatama and Air Runes. The idea there is to have Nyx's cooldown for Cocoon Bind as low as possible to use it as many times in battle as possible. However, Nyx in boss battles from my experience works better with Staff of Sha-Rur and Dark Runes to both have higher boss damage and ensure Eternal Night is active at all times. Next are IW and IW skills. Nyx has maxed Anka critical chance and Chimera critical damage attributes, and suffered a severe loss in Genbu defense to provide those maxed attributes. She is the first case of a hero having both attributes maxed, and this allows her to both have a strong chance of critical hit and deliver a high amount of damage. I would recommend 8 green IW2 nodes for her because she is useful for both PvE and PvP, which I will speak on later. Her IW2 node attribute choices are open to one's choice on the offense-defense spectrum. I personally choose to focus on defensive nodes for her because I prioritize keeping her alive to keep Eternal Night going as long as possible. Her IW skill list is diverse and improves multiple skills. IW 100 gives Cocoon Bind an alternate effect if it fails to work, perhaps due to the target's control resistance. It damages 30% of current HP and reduces the skill's cooldown in half. IW 200 increases her auto attack speed by 50% during Cocoon Bind, allowing her to apply debuffs faster. IW 300 adds an AoE effect to Cocoon Bind, damaging nearby enemies by 50% of the target's damage taken as true damage. IW 400 and 500 split her auto attack hit into 2 smaller 50% damage hits that have a 30% and 40% chance to apply one of Night's corruption debuffs. IW 600 increases Eternal Night's duration by 0.2 seconds for every 10 energy consumed, up to 8 seconds. The requirement is that Nyx must have more than 100 energy for the consumption, and only 50% of the energy is consumed. This calculates to 40 instances of duration increase, 10 energy consumed per instance, and 50% consumption rate, requiring a total of 800 energy above 100 to reach the 8-second max extension. Next are Divinity skills. I can say gladly that I am very pleased with Nyx's Divinity skill options. They offer a wide variety of good combinations for both PvE and PvP situations. For 2 nodes, pick Eterna and Animus. For 3 nodes, replace one of them with Water Drop. For 4 nodes, either add back the removed one or replace the remaining Tier 1 skill with Corrosion. For 5 nodes, pick Water Drop with Savvy. For boss battles, replace Water Drop with Corrosion. For 6 nodes, pick Eterna or Animus, Water Drop, and Death Waver. For boss battles, replace Water Drop and Death Waver with Corrosion and Savvy. For 7 nodes, pick Water Drop, Corrosion, and Death Waver. If she is Divinity 2 upgraded to level 4 skills, it is worth picking Animus, Death Waver, and Chaotic Power. When skills can trigger the level 4 Animus shield generation, Decaying Echo can create a suddenly large shield for her thanks to its high % attack damage combined with her high levels of critical chance and damage. Level 4 Chaotic Power retains half of its attack and breakthrough % increase, so it is worth using for long battles. Next is PvE and boss performance. From my experience using Nyx, she has been a valuable asset for endgame PvE campaign, whether it's main campaign, elite campaign, or Hades Hell. I've recently replaced Aushin in my Verdian War Dragon team with her, and my score has seen improvement, so I can say she is also good for bosses. Next is Crusade of Edda performance. Although she is in the less favored Immortality Eldertree group, I believe Nyx will be good for Crusade. I am basing this assessment on her already proven record for boss battles. Crusade is next month, so I may bite the bullet and pick her for testing against Jormungandr. Next is PvP performance. After using her in Dawn's Vestige and Champions Arena, I can say without a doubt that Nyx can perform well in PvP. I tested her in 2 teams. The current meta team that uses a base of Ninhursag, Iset, and Hestia, and a custom team I made that takes advantage of the 5 Verdian faction bonus and pairs her with fellow UR faction hero Wukong. Let's observe some friendly battles.
peacefully forever. Time to heal our wounds. Sleep peacefully forever. Time to heal our wounds. My flames cannot be extinguished. Sleep peacefully for... Time to heal our wounds. My flames cannot be extinguished. Onto this land. Sleep peacefully for...
Not washed up yet. You shall all fall!
The Dragon King sends rains onto this land.
Isn't he it? Let me spin you straight!
You're simply no match for... Endless night will consume all. Cleanse this foulness. Destruction.
Little surprise in that whirlpool fall!
The Dragon King sends rains onto this land. Endless night will consume all.
Out to all of us! A pitiful display. Isn't he it?
Cleanse this foulness.
Let me spin you straight! All of us! You shall all fall! Isn't he it?
Onto this land.
A pitiful display.
Let's celebrate tonight.
Let me spin you straight!
Cleanse this foulness.
Washed up.
I won't fail next time.
Little surprise in that whirlpool for you. Washed up. You paid for that!
Nyx fulfilled two roles, providing debuffs for Bastet and Wukong to capitalize on, and controlling enemies that may possibly kill Bastet at the start. Although she is not the main damage dealer as a mage hero, she gives a really good performance as backup. Let's summarize Nyx. She is a UR Shadow Arch and Verdian mage hero who specializes in using debuff skills with a good control skill and enhancing allies' debuff skills. Her strengths are her versatility in all game modes and her variety of team battlefield support. Her weaknesses are her low Genba defense and her need for actual damage dealer heroes as she cannot carry a team on her damage output. This concludes Nyx's analysis. Thanks for listening.